Greetings, welcome to Facts About Everything. I'm your host James Egan, and today on Bond Month we'll be looking at the 1965 film Thunderball. The theme song was sung by Tom Jones. He fainted after singing the final note of the theme song. The theme song was written by Johnny Cash. The tagline was, "Here comes the biggest Bond of all." This was the first film where the actor who plays Bond performed the gun barrel scene instead of a stunt double. Henry Ford's grandson appears as an extra. There's a scene where we see all the 00 secret agents from behind. There's 9 in total. This is the first film where James Bond suffers a gunshot wound. The title was originally going to be Spectre. At one point, Bond calls his camera the Geiger counter.
This is a Geiger counter.
This is wrong because Q said the watch was the Geiger counter.
Here we have a Geiger counter.
So either the movie made a mistake or Bond's an idiot. Although Connery made over $3 million from the previous film, he made only $750,000 for this one. Aw, only $750,000. Poor Connery. When Bond is flying his jetpack, it was actually piloted by an engineer called Bill Suter. At the time, only 2 people in the world were qualified to fly them. The jetpack's original name is the Small Rocket Lift Device, or SRLD. It was designed for the military. Glass was used to separate Bond from the sharks in the pool scene. However, some of the sharks went around the glass and got very close to Connery. The terror in his face in this scene is genuine. Probably from the sharks. The Royal Navy approached the producers to ask them how the mini rebreathers in the film worked because they were trying to design a similar invention to help oxygenate soldiers while they were underwater. They were disappointed to learn the secret. The actors were just holding their breath because, you know, that whole acting thing actors do. Adolfo Seeley plays the villain, Largo. I don't know what's worse name, Adolfo or Largo. His voice was dubbed by Robert Rietti. The stuntman Bill Cumming was paid $450 to jump into Largo's shark-filled pool. The film won an Oscar for Best Special Effects. The title is a reference to the writer Ian Fleming. His wife nicknamed him Thunder Beetle. This is the first film where a disloyal henchman is killed by the main villain. This became a common staple in the franchise. In the novel, Largo doesn't have an eye patch. Instead, he has abnormally large hands. The budget was $9 million, which is more than the previous 3 films combined. Connery did not attend the film's premiere, probably because he only got paid $750,000. I mean, what can you do with that money except, you know, buy a house and a car and pay off everything. This was the first Bond film that was released in the US before the UK. Goldfinger and Thunderball were released in the same year in the US. The film became so successful that one cinema manager didn't leave his theater for 7 days because the film was showing 24 hours a day. He was home so little his wife threatened to divorce him. In the original script, Bond was going to face Italian mobsters. A Thunderball is a military term that US soldiers use to describe the mushroom cloud seen during an atomic blast. In the Netherlands, the film is called Calm Down, Mr. Bond. The first line from the novel reads, "It was one of those days when it seemed to James Bond that all life, as someone put it, was nothing but a heap of 6 to 4 against." The last line of the novel reads, "Then she gave a small sigh, pulled the pillow to the edge of the bed so that it was just above him, laid her head down so that she could see him whenever she wanted to, and close her eyes." And finally, the 2 atomic bombs from the Vulcan bomber are marked with the phrase, "Handle like eggs." Special thanks to these fine people for all their help. Be sure to subscribe to Facts About Everything. Follow me on Twitter for updates on upcoming videos. Check out my Facebook page to let me know what subjects you want me to talk about in the future. Thanks for watching. See you again.